Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce myself. My name is Tria Aini. Class Manajemen 22A, NPM 22411037. In this video, I want to tell you about compensation. The first, understanding of compensation. Compensation is everything that employees receive as remuneration for their work. Compensation is also one of the most effective ways for the personnel department to increase employee work performance, motivation, and job satisfaction. A good compensation system will be able to provide satisfaction for employers and enable company to accurately employ and retain employees. Slide about compensation objective. The first is obtain qualified personnel. With attractive employees, usually prospective workers who have the ability to work will be more interested in higher compensation. So this is where the role of employer is that compensation need to be set high enough to attract this applicant. In addition, for employees who are already working, high compensation will encourage employees to work better. 2. Retain current employees. If we want our good employees not to leave or move to other companies, the level of compensation must be maintained so that it remains competitive. 3. Guarantee justice. Wage and payroll administration strive to fulfill the principle of fairness. Internal and external fairness or consistency is very important to consider in determining compensation levels. 4. Reward desired behavior. Compensation should be encourage desired behavior for the company progress. Good job performance, experience, loyalty, your responsibilities, and other behaviors can be rewarded through an effective compensation plans. And next is control cost. Number 5. A rational compensation program help an organization to obtain and maintain its human resource at a level suitable for work. Without a systematic wage and salary structure, the organization can underpay or overpay its employees. And last, fulfill legal regulation. Compensation administration is expected to comply with state legal restrictions such as labor law regulation, namely Law Number 13 of 2003. Next slide, determining the amount of compensation given is have to. First, price or value of work. 2. Compensation system. And I will tell you about first price or value. And value of work. Assessing the price of a type of work is the first action taken in determining the amount of compensation that will be given to employee. The assessment of labor price can be done in 2 ways as follows. A. Carrying out a position or job analysis will be related to the type of skill required, the level of complexity of the job, the risks of the job, the behavior or personality required by the job. From this information, the price of the work is then determined. B. conduct a price survey of similar work at other organizations. The price of work in several organizations can be used as benchmark in determining the price of work as well as a measure of the appropriateness of compensation. If the price of the work provided is lower than other organizations, then it is unlikely that the organization will be able to attract or retain employee qualified. On the other hand, if the price of the job is higher than other organizations, then the organization will find it easier to attract and retain employee qualified. Number 2. Compensation system. Somebody commonly use compensation system are A. Achievement system. Wages in these ways directly link the amount of wages to the work performance aimed at the employee concerned. The amount of wage depends more or less on the result achieved by the employee in a certain time. This method can be applied if the work results are satisfactory. Measured quantitatively, this method can encourage less productive employees to become more productive. This method will be very profitable for employees who can work quickly and with high capitalists. Example of compensation for result of performance system: per piece, per meter, per kilo, per liter, and so on. B. Time system. The amount of compensation is calculated based on time standards such as hour, days, week, month. The amount of wage is determined by the length of time the employee carries out of complete a job. Generally, this method is used when there are difficulties in implementing a reward method based on performance. The disadvantages of the time system are: does not differentiate between employees' age, require close supervision so that employees really work, lack of recognition of employee work achievement. Meanwhile, the extent of the system are. And C. Contract or participant system. Determination of the amount of wages using a contract or contract system is based on the quantity, quality, and length of completion of work in accordance with the contract agreements. To obtain results that are as expected, the contract also included provisions regarding consequences if the work is done. The product produced does not comply with the agreement in terms of quantity, quality, and length of time to complete work. This time is usually used for types of work that are considered detrimental if done by permanent employees and or types of work that permanent employees are unable to do. The last slide about foundation. The first, use of human resource more efficiently and more effectively. High compensation for employee has the implication that the organization obtains maximum profit and benefit from the employee concerned because the amount of compensation is largely determined by the high or low work productivity of the employee concerned. The more employees who are given high compensation mean the more employees have high achievement. The large number of high achievement employees will reduce costs spent on unnecessary work. In this way, providing compensation can make the use of human resources more efficient and more effective. 2. Encourage economic stability and growth. A good compensation system can directly help organizational stability and indirectly contribute to encouraging economic stability and growth. And this is about compensation. If I said something wrong, I say sorry. I close with wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.